Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and Brett Moffitt does it again.
Wow, that team is really strong. And just think, he always struggles with sponsors. I mean, wow, it's incredible the way this team runs.
Hopefully, this seals the deal with like any sponsors thinking, should we sponsor this guy? Oh, yeah, he won another race. So.
Yeah, he's only won like 4. I mean, he's tied with Johnny Sauter with 4 wins. I mean. Should we sponsor him or not?
I think it's interesting. The very first week that we started Side Draft, we had Brett Moffitt and Justin Allgaier winning. That happens again this weekend, so maybe we're giving these guys some good luck. But to start out the race, we had John Hunter Nemechek winning the pole, barely over Noah Gragson.
Yeah, it just was like 100 for the second. I mean, just barely. I mean, he's like, wow, just hit one fast lap.
So he would lead lap 1, and then we'd have a battle between Gragson and John Hunter with Gilliland not too far behind. So they seem to be like the 3 strongest trucks early on.
Yeah, they was really, just really battling out and going for it. And one really couldn't get away from the other. They just battled it out.
Then Gragson would get the lead in about 4 laps. But before he could set sail, we had Todd Gilliland just take the lead from Noah Gragson.
Yeah, the number 4 truck, it was really fast. Gragson, he was fast, and it seemed like you could draft and catch a draft and then shoot around them. So.
The 83 was slow on the track, but gets to pit road safely. Stuart Friesen would have a strong truck and would run down the leaders with 7 to go. And he would lead for a little bit, winning stage 1.
Yeah, Stuart Friesen really had an awesome truck. I think he was one of the top trucks there. I mean, he's getting stronger and stronger every week. So let's watch out for a 52 truck.
We had Friesen winning, John Hunter second, third was Gilliland, fourth was Gragson, fifth was Grant Enfinger. So Enfinger right behind these guys.
Yeah, he's coming on strong too. A couple weeks ago, we said, "Where's Thor Sport?" And all of a sudden, they just show up.
Oh, we're right here, Adam and Steve. But stage 2, we would have the 16 Brett Moffitt stay out. We hadn't seen much of him throughout the day.
Yeah, I believe he started 20 and 21st.
21st.
Yeah, I believe he can run both stages without getting fuel. So it might be like a little pit stretch. Strategy. I can't talk this morning.
Pit scratch.
Sorry about that.
The 18 would get 4 tires and would lose 6 spots. So, would that really help Gragson? Is tires really an issue at a place like Michigan?
It may pay off for him. We'll just see how he can come through the field with that.
And the number 25, Dalton Sargent, over the wall too soon, along with the 20 of Tate Fogelman. He was speeding, and with 88 of Crafton, he would have a electrical issue, would have to come back in.
Yeah, Crafton, he said, I think they did have some electrical issues, like in practice and stuff, and they changed it, and they thought they got it corrected, and somehow he felt like he was down on power. So he come back in for a second time, and we'll see how his day ended up.
Brett Moffitt would lead a lap. Enfinger takes the lead from Moffitt. They would have Matt Mills in the 54 who would hit the wall. 13 to go in stage 2. Really unfortunate for him. He's having a really strong day.
Yeah, I believe he is maybe about top 10, top 12, something like that. And just come out of pits. And I guess he got the tire pressure too loose or something and backed into the fence.
And the 45 of Fontaine would spin with 5 to go in the stage. And 5th on back would pit, trying to create some pit strategy there. And Mike Snyder would battle Enfinger for the stage win. It was side by side, and Enfinger gets it, and that's not the only time we'll be seeing that type of finish in this race. We'd have Enfinger first, Mike Snyder second, third was Brett Moffitt, fourth was Gragson, and fifth was the 22 of Self. Stage 3 would commence, and Matt Crafton comes out of nowhere and leads the restart. So, he's...
Like I said, let's see how his day ended up.
Yeah.
So, Another strong Thor Sports truck shining when it needs to be shining because playoffs get ready to come up soon. So they getting it together at the right time.
And Crafton's like dangerously close to that playoff line. Like, he can do whatever he wants at this point because he's 92 points above the next guy. But issue would be if one of those guys would win a race.
Yeah, it would be tough for that team.
But I want to say good driving by the 13 of Snyder. Lap 52 got very loose.
Yeah, I thought he was going to lose it and hit the fence, but he saved it real good. And he continued on, and he just had an old crap moment.
Yeah. Gregson would finally get around Crafton with lap 64. The 88 would start green flag pit stops on lap 72, but unfortunately for him, long stop with no tires.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing adjusting the truck. I mean, he's there for a long time. Why don't you go put some tires on it? And
yeah.
So I think everybody's just questioning that too. So.
Like, give yourself at least a little bit of advantage if you're going to take that long. But Noah would be in the pits. The 52 would take the top spot. The 21 and Brett Moffitt would chase down the 52, and the 21 takes the lead. So, the announcers were saying, what happened with Johnny Sauter? Where's his speed at? Then he just hits the nitro button, and there he is.
Yeah, it's like Sauter and Moffitt was really battling freezing for the lead, and Sauter, he had a strong truck and took over.
Lap 70 would have Mike Snyder was talking about how he did an amazing save. This time just couldn't manage to save it. He would spin coming to the pits. Almost gets in the end finger.
Yeah, I ain't sure if he was trying to slow down another truck. Got him spun around, but it was really unfortunate for end finger because he was coming on the pit road. The pit road closed like 5-6 foot before he got to the line, so he had to just do a drive through. But I believe Stuart Friesen was already on pit road, so he got his services done, and he was on his way.
And that looked to be to put Stuart Friesen in the catbird seat. Unfortunately, though, they would have a penalty for a man pushing the truck.
Yeah, the gas man can't do anything but gas the truck. And he put his hand back there. I don't know, you can't really push the truck, but,
I don't really understand.
I don't think he's really servicing it because I don't think he's going to get anything by pushing it. But, he's just trying to help his team out. And,
I don't know if he was doing that to be like a happy thing that he got on pit road. So he's doing like a celebration push, something like that. But I guess NASCAR deemed it as servicing the truck.
Yeah, I believe NASCAR needs to really buckle down and explain these rules to the T.
You can't even breathe on the truck.
You can't push your hand on the truck. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for Friesen. He had a really strong truck, and I believe if it went for that, he might have been in the victory lane.
Yeah, I would understand if the gas man was like taking the wedge, and changing the wedge of the truck or doing something. I really don't know why that was, but apparently NASCAR saw it, and can't really argue with NASCAR. They always win.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like give him a high five. All right, good buddy, let's get going.
Go get the win, but unfortunately he would have to go to the rear. Not enough time to really do anything with it. Would have Noah Gregson taking the lead. And then, just like earlier, the Ford takes over not too long after that. Would have the 51.
Yeah, 51, something happened to that truck. It was slow on the apron of the field. But he would get to the pits and no caution, which is good.
Then the 21, Johnny Sauter goes from third to first. Hasn't won in a little bit, trying to win again. Brett Moffitt tries to chase him down. So it would be between the 21 and the 16. 7 very slow, but gets to behind the wall.
I believe the number 8, John Hunter Nemechek, was actually the fastest truck on the track at that point because he caught up to Brett Moffitt.
Yeah, Brett Moffitt did this amazing thing. He backed off. He let John Hunter give him a push, That push was enough to get him just barely the win on Johnny Sauter, side-by-side finish. And that could come down to Homestead between them two.
Yeah, I wouldn't count out Brett Moffitt. That's a strong team. Johnny Sauter, all right. He took the white flag and then he comes down in turn 4. He's like, I think I can get it. But Brett Moffitt just barely gets ahead of
I
it.
just wonder what Johnny Sauter thought. He looked in his mirror, saw Brett Moffitt getting smaller back there. He's like, yes, I got this. And then looks again, and he's like right beside him. And
yeah, I believe Sauter could have bumped him or something, but I don't believe Sauter wants to be a bad driver, and he wants to race everybody clean.
Especially before the playoffs, you don't want to have any sort of beef with anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But the 18 would finish 4th. Noah Gragson had a good day. It wasn't like a dominant day like KVM normally has, but KVM affiliate wins the race.
Yeah.
But with Noah Gragson, we are going to have our Why Fans Love Noah Gragson. So if you are a fan of Gragson, comment down below why you are, and we might feature you in our video.
Yes, I'm really enjoying these Why Fans Love their drivers and stuff. It's really get to know the drivers a little bit and get to know the fans a little bit. So we just like to hear from all of y'all.
And we're going to do an analysis of how our picks did. My pick last week was Stuart Friesen. I said that he had the speed, which was true. It was, but I couldn't predict that his pit crew member would give his truck a high five and give him a penalty, but he would still race his way back to 8th after pit road troubles. And your pick, of course, was Justin Haley. He was up there.
Yeah, he started back there right beside Brett Moffitt, and they raced their way up to the front. Unfortunately, he had a good finish. He finished 9th, so that's a pretty good pick anyway.
An honorable mention for Jordan Anderson, finishing 9th and was 13th and was 9th at one point in the race.
Yeah, it's really strong for that truck, and he actually had the fans sponsor his truck this week, so it might have given him some extra speed this week. And it's always good to hear from Jordan Anderson. He always, I believe he's really good with the fans. You see him on Twitter and stuff, and commenting back and forth to the fans and liking things, and actually the fans that sponsored him, he actually took and hand wrote their names on back of the truck, which is
it's got to take some time.
Yeah. So he really appreciates all the fans, and we do too. We appreciate Jordan Anderson to be at the track every week. And I don't want to say underfunded team, but it is. But I believe Jordan Anderson is going to be here for a while.
Yeah. I would say underdog team.
Yeah.
It's like instead of underfunded, because that team puts as much effort into everything that they can.
Yeah. He don't only just drives the truck, he actually works on it and drives it to the track. So 2 thumbs up for Jordan Anderson.
So as we put a close to Michigan, the Corrigan Oil 200, we're going to Bristol Motor Speedway next week in a high-banked, high-speed short track. It's a place where we see Kyle Busch dominate every time we go there. With last year, he went 3 in a row with Trucks, Xfinity, Cup. But he's not allowed this time. I said, get out of here. Because Cup guys are not allowed in the last race for the playoffs. So he's not in.
This is a very important race coming up, and it will be on Thursday night, so everybody watch that.
It's very important because we have several people needing to win. We'd have 13 to Snyder. He's 94 points back. And Cody Coughlin 117 points back. Dalton Sargent with over 120. And Todd Gilliland 126. And these guys, at Bristol, I would say that they're all capable of winning this race. Because Bristol's not, it's not like a mile and a half where normally, people just take off. These people can.
Yeah, with strategy and with a good truck, you can really get up there. I believe Mike Snyder or Todd Gilliland, I think they're coming on strong right now. They're showing some real speed in their trucks, and I believe they may get a chance to get a win there. I don't know.
So it's time to make our picks for Bristol. This is the last, race before the playoffs. So this pick is very important. Who are you going with?
Well, I'm going with the KBM truck of the number 18 of Noah Gregson. I believe he's going to get us another win right here because KBM trucks really run good at Bristol.
For me, I'm going for a first-time winner of the 2018 season. I think Matt Crafton is knocking on the door of his first win of the season. Just a lot of pit issues going on, a lot of mechanical issues trying to get adjusted to the Ford chassis, engines, and all that. But I think that they're going to get it this week and lock himself in, even though he's technically locked in as long as no one else wins, but he wants to make sure. So I think Matt Crafton will win at Bristol and cause some momentum throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, it'd be good for him to stay in the playoffs, and he might have a good chance to win a championship.
So after Bristol, we're going to have us a playoff profit video where we're going to predict. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be the next time you hear from us from the trucks. We'll take a little break from the truck racing, but for just a little bit until all the playoffs kick off. But we'll see you next week for Bristol.